Hi, and welcome to RedTrack stream number 20. So, sort of a small anniversary today. We made 2 times 10 streams, and today we'll talk about something very unexpected. It wasn't planned, but thanks to our users, we just noticed things that going on and decided to change our plans as to what we want to talk about, what we'll share, and talk about the unexpected and unplanned, I would say so, and something that was not announced earlier, impact of iOS 14 changes towards privacy and app tracking on Google Ads. And since this is news not known to many, and since this news has a lot of impact on affiliates working with Google Ads, especially YouTube, let's move on and jump to the slides, and I will be happy to answer all the questions after I finish the content part as usual. For now, can you please tell me if you can hear me loud and clear, if you can see the screen, and we will just proceed with the presentation. Okay, somebody can you please type in if you can hear me? And by the way, thank you very much. Thank you. So if you like our streams, whether you're watching live or in recording, think we do bring valuable content, please click like, subscribe to RedTrack channel, leave some comments. This just helps our stream to get noticed by YouTube and get that content to more people, more eyes, and hopefully they will help somebody find out, like the case today, why you don't have all your conversions from Google in your Google Ads. So, what has happened with Google Ads around April 26? 2 things. We know that we are expecting iOS 14 update to impact conversions, attribution, and how we send back conversions to Facebook. We talked many times about this. Yeah, you know what? Google is good. Google just uses Click ID. So, and this is what is Google Click ID. Basically, very unique identifier for each click coming from Google. And yes, these are recorded. All of this will be on RedTrack YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, maybe somewhere else. So don't worry. If you miss something right now, you'll have it in the recording. So, and this was Google Click ID, unique parameter that allows affiliates to identify the click coming from Google, specific click. When conversion happens, match that conversion to this click and send data back to Google. So, and that's how it was working. You get all your clicks, some of them with Google Click IDs, some of them turn into conversions. We know that conversion is coming from this particular Google Click ID, and we can send all the data back to Google based on these IDs, and Google receives the IDs and does the attribution. So you have 10 conversions. For example, in RedTrack, you have 10 conversions in Google, and you can run all that you want in terms of automation, optimization, Google, like CPA, or we send also the revenues, so like return on spend campaigns. However, starting probably April 26, what has happened is that Google stopped sending click IDs for iOS 14 plus traffic. And as we noticed, for some other, we don't know yet why, clicks too. What it means that before that, each click ID was unique. Now, for iOS 14, your Google Click ID will come empty. And you'll have another token, VB rate, that will have generic ID for the batch of your traffic. And what it means that you can send conversions like you used to do with Google Click ID back to Google. All will be fine unless those iOS 14 conversions. For them, Google conversion upload is not working, and the only way to go is the latest version of Google Analytics or the properly installed Google Tag Manager that can somehow mysteriously pass those generic parameters and improve, not precisely, but improve Google attribution for iOS 14 traffic. And again, zero solutions if conversions are not happening on your web properties. So meaning zero solutions for all the affiliates working with Google Ads, and specifically all of those of you who run ads on YouTube. Because among all those Google properties, two of them have probably very widely used apps. That will be YouTube, and that would be Gmail. Everything else, all the other apps, you probably may live without them, but YouTube was and is a great source of traffic, just with the small caveat. You cannot now correctly post back conversions to Google unless you own the conversion event. And this puts all affiliates doing YouTube ads in a very tough spot. And surprisingly, we thought that Facebook kind of was not 100% ready because all those complex conversion API stuff, changes to how domains are attributed, how to aggregate event measurement protocol works, all those things. But at least as things are now, you can send all conversions back to Google even if you're affiliate. With the Google Ads, you don't have a solution. And I foresee, I think, and we see those trends in the ad tech market, that a lot of changes are coming to ad tracking. And what's happening right now? We already know that Facebook doesn't show accurate attribution for iOS 14 Plus traffic. Okay, now we know that for Google Ads, this attribution will be even less accurate because there is no unique click IDs for that traffic in Google. We know that recently announced Android is changing their privacy requirements, and they may follow Apple's suit and just require all apps to collect explicit permission to track them on Android, which will basically mean that all mobile traffic will be less accurate. And then Chrome will also phase out third-party cookies, meaning that all desktop traffic will not be able to rely on third-party data, third-party tracking pixels. And moreover, Facebook, Google, Apple soon will start to position themselves, okay, if you want to track your clicks, put our pixel, use our first-party data, like they used to do, and we'll count your conversions. So basically, each of them wants to turn into a self-attribution network, where they can see all your conversions, where they can attribute as many of them as they technically can to fight for your budget and show, hey, we gave you that result. So with the death or sort of complications in tracking attribution and loss of third-party cookies, you'll have even bigger issue with saying, okay, those are my 20 conversions in Shopify, for example, or from ClickBank data, but I see if you're not using iOS 14, 10 conversions from Facebook and 15 from Google, total 25. I got only 20 sales. So where maybe ClickBank is not the best example, but Shopify, for example, where actually I got my conversions, and especially looking for first click or last click attribute specific models or multi-touch attribution to see all the impact to your funnel, you will not get accurate data. And maybe surprisingly, since I have experience in digital marketing for the last 20 years, I think we are getting back, not to the future, but to the past. Because you'll end up having your tracking tools with accurate data, and you have to measure conversions separately and tie those conversions to the performance data of your channels, either in spreadsheets like 10 years ago, or you'll use tools like RedTrack, and I hope many others that can track without all the third-party cookies, that will provide you with independent attribution. You don't care about ingesting data via API from Facebook or Google into Google Data Studio, because you will not have accurate conversion tracking. You need independent attribution, and then you have single source of truth. And Of course, whenever possible, and I hope Google will fix those parts about iOS 14 traffic soon, you will be also able to send all those conversions back to Google, Facebook, Bing, other traffic sources, and use their machine learning for automation and optimization, still having very accurate data about all your channel performance. And this is it for today. It's very short. There is no like in-depth analytics, no like complex messages. It's very simple. Google stopped sending Google Click IDs after iOS 14 update. Will it change in the future? We don't know. What traffic is impacted? For sure, iOS 14 traffic coming from apps like YouTube. And what it means that all affiliates doing Google ads, especially buying traffic on YouTube, will not be able to send conversions back to Google like they used to be or like they used to do. And sadly, there is no solution for that at the moment because it's now not supported by Google. And that's it. That's all news for today. Today's stream is important. Impact is severe on some of the media buyers, and sadly, there is no solution except just start to rely on tracking data to do your optimization and decision manually in Google Ads. And split campaigns between iOS traffic, non-iOS traffic, so that you can keep automating campaigns based on conversion data for non-iOS 14 traffic, and probably do manual management of the campaigns for iOS 14 traffic. That's it for today. Thank you for staying with us. You can ask more questions in our Facebook group. It now has more than 350 people, just after probably 1 month being live. We'll be happy to answer all your questions in the group or right now, because that's what we're here for, to share the news, to share our take on the news in tracking and attribution, and then to answer questions. If you don't have questions now, you can ask them in the group or just type them in under this video. We'll be happy to get back and answer them. Okay, so this is the end of the stream, probably our shortest stream, just 13 minutes today. And let's see if we have any questions about Google. Honestly, I was really surprised to find this out, and thank you for all those who helped us, even not RedTrack users who just took our scripts, tracked their traffic with us, confirming that yes, Google is not sending Google Click IDs for a significant share of the clicks, iOS 14 traffic. So, having said that, do we have any questions today, right now, live? Okay, as usual, I don't want to hold anybody, and we know that sometimes we get a lot of questions, sometimes like today, probably not. So let me stay here for a couple of minutes, wait for questions to appear, and then I'll tell everybody goodbye, and we'll think of something better and more exciting, not just strange news for the next stream. Okay, we'll make it 15 minutes. So that was okay. This stream was at least 15 minutes, and then I'll just say everybody goodbye, and we'll drop off. And meanwhile, while we're waiting for those questions, sometime we have a lot of great partnerships and content and announcement for the next couple of weeks. So please stay tuned, subscribe for our updates, follow RedTrack, and we promise we will keep you surprised with some of things coming. Okay, thank you very much. This was RedTrack and Vlad from RedTrack talking about changes in Google Ads after iOS 14, with biggest change being that Google stopped sending Google Click IDs for iOS 14 traffic, putting all Google Ads affiliates who do Google Ads arbitrage in a very tough spot. Thank you for being with us and see you next time